Hi everyone, welcome to day 13. Let's get on to it. So come and have a little seat on the mat. Just take a little moment and we'll just start with our gratitude practice. But this time it's going to be a thank you, sorry, help me. So just sit tall through the side waist. Gently close your eyes and press the palms together at the heart center. And then just in your own time, just find something that you're deeply grateful for in your life. Just sit with that for a moment. Really feeling into your thankfulness for whatever it is, even if it's just for the day itself. An opportunity to explore a little further, find out more about yourself. And then take an opportunity to say, I'm sorry. So there might be someone obvious you want to offer that out to. Or maybe just to yourself if you've noticed any negative thoughts or complaints. And again, just try and sit with that. Feel into that and genuinely see if you can cultivate a feeling of being sorry. And then moving on to forgiveness. So the other half of that, of course, is to be able to forgive yourself. So start with yourself. And then you can extend that to another. Maybe with the idea of just cleaning the slate, starting fresh. And then finally taking a moment just to open yourself up to guidance. So asking your own higher self for clarity in all that you do. And once you have that clarity, the strength to carry out what you need to do. And then gently opening your eyes. Namaste. So come onto all fours and we'll do a little bit of cat-cow just to get us up to standing. So inhaling, looking up, let the belly hang. Exhaling, looking down, round out the upper back. So just a couple, just to really get a little bit of fluid movement into the spine. And then coming back to that neutral spine, push back into downward dog, and then making your way up to the top of the mat. Feet together, inhale, look up halfway. Exhale, deepen the forward bend. And then inhale, look forward, head up, chest up, coming all the way up, look up to the thumbs. Exhaling back to standing. So working into salute to the sun B today, 3 rounds. Exhale, sit down into chair pose. Inhale, swing the arms up over the head. Exhale, fold yourself in half, clip onto the legs. Inhale, come up halfway, lift the heart. Exhale, bend the knees, plant the hands back to your high plank. Push through the heels, big breath in, and then exhaling, push to lower. Inhale brings you back up into upward dog. Take time to uncurl. And then exhale over the toes back into downward dog. Coming into warrior one. So inhale, lift your right leg up behind. Exhale, big swing step. Get the foot in between the hands. Back heel down to the floor. And then inhaling, coming up. So hips and chest are square to the front. Next exhale, bring the hands back to the floor. Back to your high plank. Exhaling into low plank. Inhaling into upward dog. And then exhaling back into downward dog. Same thing on the other side. So inhale, lift that left leg. Exhale, look to your hands as you do that big swing step. Back heel down and then inhaling, coming up. So you're squaring to the front. Exhale, bring the hands back to the floor. Back to your high plank. Exhaling into low plank. Inhaling into upward dog. And then exhaling back into downward dog. And just literally take a couple of breaths here today. And then inhale, raise the heels. Exhale, bend the knees. Step or you can do a little jump, but get the feet together at the top of the mat and straight away inhale up halfway. Exhale, deepen the forward bend. And then inhale, look up and come back into chair pose. And then exhaling back to standing. Number 2, exhale, sit down into chair pose. Inhale, swing up the arms. Exhale, fold yourself in half, clip on. Inhale, up halfway, lift the heart. Exhaling back to your high plank, push through the heels, big breath in. Exhale, push to lower. Inhale brings you back up into upward dog. And then exhaling back into downward dog. Inhale, lift your right leg up behind. Exhale, big swing step. Back heel down to the floor. Inhale, come up. Exhale, takes the hands back to the floor. Back to high plank. Exhaling into low plank. Inhaling into upward dog. Exhale back into downward dog. Same thing on the other side. Inhale, lift the left leg. Exhale, big swing step. Back heel down. Inhale, come up. Keep the front knee bent. Exhale, hands back to the floor. Back to your high plank. Exhaling into low plank. Big inhale and push through the hands for upward dog. And then exhaling back into downward dog. And again, just take a couple of breaths. You can drop down onto your knees if you need a little bit more of a breather. And then inhale, raise the heels. Exhale, deep bend in the knees. Step or jump the feet to the hands. Feet together planted and inhale up halfway. Exhale, deepen the forward bend. And then inhale, look forward, back into chair pose. And then exhaling back to standing. Same thing again last time. Exhale, sit down. Inhale, swing up the arms. Exhale, fold yourself in half, clip on or hands to the floor if it's easy. Inhale, either up to fingertips or still up to half a forward bend. And then exhaling back into your high plank. Big breath in. Exhale, push to lower. Inhale, draws you up. So take time to uncurl. And then exhaling back into downward dog. Warrior one. Inhale, lift that right leg up behind. Exhale, big swing step. Back heel down. Inhale, come up. Exhale, hands back to the floor. Back to high plank. Exhaling into low plank. Inhaling into upward dog. Exhale back into downward dog. Same thing other side. Inhale, lift the left leg. Exhale, big swing step. Back heel down. Inhale, come up. Exhale, hands back to the floor. Back to your high plank. Exhaling into low plank. Inhaling into upward dog. You've got the hang of it now, I'm sure. And then exhaling back into downward dog. Take an extra breath or two here. So feet are parallel out the back and pointer finger knuckle is grounded out the front. That's really, really key. Inhale, raise the heels. Exhale, deep bend in the knees. Step or jump the feet to the hands. Feet together. Inhale up halfway. Exhale, deepen the forward bend. And then inhale, look forward. Come back up into chair pose. And then exhaling back to corrected posture. Nice wide stance as we come into triangle pose. Start with parallel feet, kick out your left heel, swivel around so that right foot points on the line. As you inhale, get as long as you can. Exhale, little bend in the knee, reach out, and then power straight through that leg. Let the fingertips rest, top arm points straight up, and if you can look up there, that's great. 2 more breaths here. Keep trying to use your head like an arrow that direction so both sides of the waist get longer. Exhale, look down at the front foot, bend the right knee and inhale, come all the way back up, back to parallel feet and release the arms. Kick out the right heel, swivel around on the left foot, square off the shoulders. Inhale, get long. Exhale, bend the knee, reach out and then power straight through that leg. So the ball of the foot's really active, top arm is reaching up and you're looking up towards that top hand. And then exhaling, look down at your front foot, bend the right knee, inhale, come all the way back up, back to parallel feet, and then release the arms. Walk your feet in together, sit back down to the floor, and take 2 straight legs out in front. So coming into a seated twist, we're just going to cross the legs simply today. Take your left hand onto your right knee, right arm out behind, inhale, get that length through the spine, and exhale, just turning to twist away. So what you want to really focus on is opening out this shoulder, and on each inhale, can you lift your heart, and each exhale, can you twist from behind the heart and then right up into the neck by turning your head. Finish off your next exhale. Inhale, bring the head back to center. Exhale, slowly unwind. Swap the cross of the legs. Right hand onto your left knee, left arm out behind. Inhale, get that lift through the heart. Exhale, just twisting just gently, so you're only moving on that exhale. And same thing again, open out that back shoulder, keep the heart lifting, turn your head as far as you can. Finish off your next exhale. Inhale, bring the head back to center. Exhale, 2 straight legs back out in front. So coming into half upward bow today. Plant the feet, knees are hip distance apart, and lower yourself down onto the floor. So the first thing we want to do is pull the heels in a little. There's a gap between the lower back and the floor. So the first thing I do is inhale, close the gap between the lower back and the floor. It's the same as doing that action or lengthening out into the lower back. So inhale, close the gap. Exhale, send the knees that way. Let the pelvis come off the floor. Plant your hands and then inhale, move from behind your heart towards the head end. So you can kind of walk your shoulders under a little, or you can even prop yourself up, or the easier version is probably just to have the hands pressed down by the side. So take a few deep breaths here. Make sure the feet stay parallel and you've still got contact through the center of the heel, but also through the ball of the foot. And then very slowly come back down again. We're going to do that one more time. Inhale, close the gap between the lower back and the floor. Exhale, send the knees towards the foot end of your mat so you get long in the front of the body. Inhale, move from behind the heart towards the head end of the mat and just take a few deep breaths. Make sure that you keep breathing. If you can, just bring the chin slightly off the chest. And then as you exhale, slowly release. Cross your right ankle over the left, rock yourself up to a seated position and come straight forward into child's pose. So sit back on your heels, fold the arms, and then either just rest your head on crossed arms or you can rest your head in that space on the floor. Take some nice deep breaths there. So the half upward bow is a bit of a back bend. So the forward bend or child's pose is just nice counter pose, and it's an emotional counter pose as well. Sometimes the back bends bring up a few emotions, so you just come into child's pose and let that wash over you. And then it's time for Shavasana. So coming back up to a seated position, lower yourself down to the floor, turn the palms to the ceiling, straighten the legs away. You guys know the story here. If the lower back doesn't feel good, just come back that one step, soles of the feet plant on the floor, but just closing your eyes, softening your senses, just taking a few deep breaths here. And then making your way back up to a seated position. Take your time, take a little moment to set yourself, and then we'll finish with our 3 Oms. So bringing the hands to the heart center, gently close your eyes, clear your throat if you need to, exhale all the old air, taking a long breath in. Take a moment to offer up your practice. You can do that in your own way. And then just gently opening your eyes, Namaste.